Okay, on the bench today we have a dim bulb tester, current limiter. You may have seen me use this in my last video, and I said I would go through building it, and I'm also going to share the 3D printed case that I made for it. Now these parts I've already unscrewed just to make it a little easier to show you inside. All the wiring can be a little bit on the tight side. What I've done is I've drawn a diagram of the circuit because it may be a little more difficult to follow the massive wires here. So probably better showing you on a piece of paper. But fairly straightforward. I could have made this in an electrical box, just bought one and cut the necessary holes out. But I've been enjoying working with Tinkercad and making little things myself rather than spending money. So that's basically it. The only slightly annoying part doing it this way is you do need to melt these in to secure the faceplate of the socket on. But you can buy these online in sets, they're pretty cheap. None of them come with the size. Is that an M4.5 was it? I think. The screws that would come with a standard socket in the UK. But you could always buy different size screws to match what you can buy online in the set, because I found the ones that matched that to buy a pack of that size specifically seem to be very expensive. So you could change that. I mean, all that matters is that the head's roughly the same size for sitting neatly inside the socket. You can also buy a kit. Unfortunately, I didn't have this at the time when I put this together. But this allows you. I can open it up here. To attach it to your soldering iron, and then you would attach this to here depending on the size that you're needing. So that it would then fit whichever size this is for, would fit on the end. Your soldering iron's connected to here, it heats it up, and it'll help keep it nice and straight going down. And then once it's melted in place, as you lift up, it leaves that there. That comes off nice and easy. So yeah, that'll probably make it a bit easier for me. I had to just use the tip of my soldering iron straight into them. These two are actually I had to break them free from the back of that's where this come from. I had the one mountable base. I had to break these two out to melt into there. It was a bit of a pain. It would have been a lot easier using this tool, but I didn't have it. Right, so let's have a quick look at my rather crude diagram. So basically, zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you can see that fine. So you've got your live from your cord coming in, and that goes through the fuse. Let's see if I can sort of show you at the same time. I have to zoom out just a touch. So yeah, live coming in. So here, through the fuse, and then you've got your two lamps that are in parallel. one side of both lamps connects to one side of your toggle switch. The other side connects to the centre pin of the toggle, and your neutral on the toggle actually connects direct to the neutral line. The live then goes through the main switch on one side and then to the live on that one there would go to the live on your socket. So the neutral, like I say, connects to there on that switch, then to one end to this one there, and then the other side of that then goes on to the neutral on your socket, and your earth wire just straight through into the earth on the socket. That's it, sitting there. I'll leave that like that. That way you can sort of pause it. Hopefully you can follow the wires here. It's a bit of a tangle. Now the 3D printed part, I'll be uploading an STL file to Cults. I'll have the link for that in the description. I'm just going to bring that up on the screen for you. I'll bring that up in a second. I'm just going to piece this quickly back together. Right, that's it all pieced back together. I'm trying to think if there's anything, regarding the printed case. You'll notice when I bring up the files on Tinkercad, there's no holes for the screws for these. The reason I left that out is you may buy one where the little sort of ceiling rose type part here, the screws might be wider, narrower. It's okay if you're buying the exact same ones. So I thought I'd leave those holes out. Also, the same applies to a hole for the mains cable. Reason for that, again, you may not use the same thickness of cable. You may use a different strain relief than I've used, so you'd be better drilling the hole based on what you have. These holes here, they're pretty much going to be standard for all your UK sockets, the distance between them, positioning. So they'll be fine regardless, so they're there. Obviously the holes for these three are based on the switches that I purchased and the fuse holders that I had. There's going to be links to everything here. These were, I think those were from Screwfix. The fuse holders and the switches were Amazon. I believe the strain relief was from Amazon as well, the one I ended up using. There'll be links in the description to all of them. Alright, okay, I'll just bring up the Tinkercad. Right, get this Tinkercad up. So that's your main box. The size of the screw holes. Give me a second and I'll tell you the size of the screw that I used. Just get my calipers and quickly measure that. These ones are 4.5, the screws that I've used in there. I actually used, I think they were case screws from PC Power Supply. I just went through my box of old screws, and back in the day built a fair few PCs, so I had lots of spare screws for for them in my tub. So 4.5mm. Fits the holes nicely. Nice snug fit. Hey, what else now? Yeah, there's nothing really much else to say about this apart from the depth. The depth of my one, I felt it was a little shallow just for the room for the wires. It made things a little tight. So I have modified this. It's 10mm deeper, I believe. And like I say, the top, the holes that aren't there are purely for the lamp holders, just in case you buy one that's ever so slightly different and the holes don't line up. Okay, so that's that, and like I say, all the links to the STL files and all the bits, they're going to be down below in the description. Can't really think of much else to say. But yeah, if you've got any questions, obviously leave it down below. I'll try and answer the best I can. Right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, then subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.